Hey, welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're going to be talking through some nutrition tips for sustained energy. But before we get into that, I want to tell you about two very exciting things that I have been working on. Coming up first is the From Tired to Thriving live training that I'm going to be hosting on Wednesday, March 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern. This is the first time that I'm offering this training at night. I know several people are unable to join in the middle of the day when I have hosted it in the past. And I have tweaked and improved the training since the last time that I gave it. So there will be a link in the show notes for you to sign up and get registered for that if you would like to join me. If you're like, that timing still doesn't really work for me, you can still register because there will be a replay, but it will only be sent out to the people that register for the training. So you have to register in order to get the replay. Second thing, I am so very excited about this audio only event that I am creating. It will be launching on April 1st, but signups for it will start on March 24th. It's called the Mama's Advice Vault. And I have collaborated with around 30 speakers that I am interviewing podcast style. It'll be delivered podcast style. And I'm asking them really essentially like one question. I'm asking them to share one tip from their area of expertise. So we are covering a range of topics from fertility and trying to get pregnant throughout pregnancy, postpartum, and on into having toddlers and multiple kiddos. And I have already recorded about half or so of the interviews, and they are so good. I'm like obsessed with the way that this event is turning out, and I can't wait to like have it all done, put a pretty bow on it, and deliver it to you guys because these speakers are bringing so much value in what they are sharing, and it's going to be so actionable for you and easy for you to take advantage of because the episodes are super short. Like there's some of them that are like 8 minutes to 15-ish minutes. I think I've had one so far that's gone like 20 minutes. My goal was to keep them like short, sweet, to the point. Let's get these people, get these mamas the information that they really need to know and then move on because I know as a mom and as somebody that like really likes to learn new things, I sign up for events sometimes, but then it gets to be the week of the event and other things take priority, or there's just like so much going on that I don't have the time to listen through like all of the trainings or whatever it might be before they expire. And I really didn't want that to happen with this event. I wanted this to be super like actionable for you and also really attainable to actually like listen through and get the value out of it. So, I don't have a link for you to sign up yet, but it will of course go out to my email list first. So if you're not on my email list, get on that because that's where the link will be first. And then in next week's episode, I will have the sign up link linked in the show notes. So very excited about that. I'm also sharing some of the behind the scenes of like setting that up and who some of the speakers are, things like that, over on my Instagram. So if you do not follow me there, you can come and check that out. It's Wellness with Vanda on Instagram. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing that I want to talk about today is some like misconceptions or poor advice that we fall into a trap of following sometimes, and it leads to us having low energy or having inconsistent energy, and you may or may not realize that these things are contributing. So these two things kind of go hand in hand, but the first one is to not skip meals. It is super common for moms to get up and skip breakfast because there's just like so much to do in the morning. You've got kids to tend to as soon as you wake up. You've got to get kids delivered to school or to daycare or to the sitter. Sometimes you've got to go to work. Like even if you don't work or your kids don't go to a sitter, it's just like there's this rush in the morning. So many people need things from you and you're busy, and it's easy to like ignore your hunger when you first wake up, and then you kind of get to a point that's like you've ignored the hunger long enough, or maybe you've drank water, you've drank coffee or something, and you're like, I'm not even hungry anymore. I'm just gonna wait and I'll eat lunch when I get hungry. This is pushing your body into an extended window of time where you have fasted because you likely haven't eaten anything since you had dinner the night before. And when your body as a woman gets to like 12, 14, 16 hours without any food, your body doesn't understand that there's food available and you're just not consuming it. Your body goes back to its like primal brain where it thinks there is not food available. So what happens is your body starts to slow down all of these processes and it starts to store more fat because it thinks that you are in a I need to survive situation, and that's the body's way of protecting itself. So, not only does it contribute to lower inconsistent energy and fatigue, it also can contribute to difficulty losing weight or causing you to gain weight. So, that's number one. Number two is saving calories for later. This is pretty common. Like if you know you're going out to dinner, maybe you're going to a concert or something, maybe you're going to have some drinks, and you're like, well, I'm going to be skimpy with my breakfast or my lunch. Like even if you're eating something, it's just like you're not going to eat a lot and you're going to save up those calories for later. Or maybe you are skipping one of those meals for the sake of having the calories to eat later. I'm doing air quotes. I know you can't see it. This also backfires because along with skipping meals whenever you skip a meal, I think it's most common that it happens in the morning. That's why I keep referencing the morning, but it can be at any time. But when you also restrict your calories during the daytime to save up for later, you are setting your body up for cravings and low energy. We have to have fuel in order to function. I think you guys have heard me harp on that enough. But if not, then let that be your reminder. In order for us to do the things we need to do and feel good while we do it, and our body to produce hormones and detox things we get exposed to, we have to give our body the fuel that it needs in order to run those processes efficiently. It's no different than your car needing gas. It's got to have the fuel, so does our body. So, another thing I wanted to hit on was the spacing of your meals so that you can kind of support your blood sugar with how you eat. So, it's really ideal to consume your 3 big meals a day. And then I'm going to hit on snacks in just a second. But it's better for you to have these meal times and then give your body, it's good for blood sugar and good for digestion, to have like a break in between when you are consuming foods instead of trying to snacking all day long. That doesn't really serve you for your blood sugar levels or your energy levels. I said I'd hit on snacks, so let's talk about snacks for a second. I think that snacks have really gotten a bad rep, and I get why. I think it has happened because commonly when we think about snack foods, or if you go to the snack aisle in a grocery store, it's a lot of carb heavy or sugar heavy items. Snacks in itself are not a bad thing. If you are hungry, that is your body telling you that it needs more fuel, and you should honor that. It probably means that you didn't get enough in your previous meal. So it's like that's something to clock in your mind and think, okay, when I eat again, I need to have more protein or I need to have some more fiber so that I can stay full longer. But in that moment when you're hungry and you've still got time before you eat your next meal, it's okay to have a snack. I think, like I said, the reason that snacks have kind of gotten a bad rep and people will be like, oh, you don't need a snack, you're not a toddler, is because traditional snacks that we are marketed are high in carbs and sugar, and we do want to avoid those things as snacks because that will cause a spike in our blood sugar. And you guys know that, overall, we want to try to keep our blood sugar steady. And so if you find yourself needing a snack, pick out something that has some protein and some fat, maybe a little bit of fiber to it. That will be a more balanced mini meal for you to consume and will sustain you from that point until whenever your next meal is coming. Okay, so I want to take a second now to talk about how you put together a plate, how you put together a meal that's really going to support your energy and your blood sugar balance because they go hand in hand. I want you to be able to look down on your plate and I want you to see that you've got protein, see that you have fiber, see that you've got some carbohydrates there and some healthy fats. If you don't have all of those components on your plate, I want you to give yourself a pause and think, what can I add to this meal that I'm about to consume to help round it out and get all of those categories represented on my plate? It's really common for you to look down and like fiber is one that gets missed a lot because that's essentially our fruits and vegetables. Well, it's really easy to kind of keep some veggies that you like on hand. Like maybe on Sunday, you cut up a bunch of vegetables and you could add some raw carrots and raw broccoli with some dip to whatever you're eating. You might even prefer steamed veggies. So maybe the night before you were having steamed broccoli with your meal and you made a little extra and you've kept it and you have it on hand. And it's like, I'm having spaghetti right now and I'm just going to have a little broccoli on the side. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just takes some intentionality from us in the beginning when we are like making this a habit. It will eventually get to the point that it's a no-brainer for you. You don't even have to think about it. You'll just be doing it automatically. Okay, so I think that was all I wanted to cover in terms of, some nutrition tips for your energy. Just to recap, don't skip meals. Don't save calories for later in the day or the next day. Snack if you need it, if you're truly hungry, but be mindful with what you are picking as your snack. And then anytime you're sitting down to have a meal, pause, look down at your plate, and make sure that you have protein, fiber, fats, and carbs represented on your plate. And if you don't, add something that fits into that category. Now, before I close out and leave you for the week, I want to invite you to do two things. Number one, if you are new to me or you've just never downloaded it before, my Minerals for Mama's Guide is linked in the show notes for you to download at any time. That is a great place to learn a little bit about minerals, how they support your energy. It gives you some recipes for mineral drinks you can make at home. It gives you a pantry list and a fridge list for things that are mineral rich that you can kind of keep on hand at all times. It's an incredible resource, honestly. So if you've not downloaded that yet, please grab that. It's linked in the show notes. The other thing that I want to invite you to do is to subscribe to the podcast wherever you're currently listening to it. That way you will get a notification when I publish a new episode. Typically that happens every Tuesday. But you don't want to miss it. So make sure that you hit subscribe and that you're tuning in every week. I'm going to leave you there for now. I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your week.